everybody here. It's a good friend, James Knight. We're here with Kristie again, and we have somebody's, you know what? He looks like a famous actor, and you're going to see him right there. And then, well, Kristie, can you introduce our famous person that we know? Because some of you guys are going to say, have I seen him on TV yet? Maybe.
He's like a rock star.
Yes.
We have Picôt from the United Kingdom. Hello. How are you,
Carl? Hello. I'm very pleased to meet you.
Very pleased to meet you.
Lovely.
I love your accent. I do.
Thank you very much. I love your accents actually as well.
That's cool. And right now, today, Carl's going to go into something cool. Now, this is something that's very vital to everybody's business, is copywriting. A lot of people understand is that copywriters can make a crazy lot of money. The reason is because sales copy is on your landing pages or your sales pages, and without the proper copyright, people are not going to purchase or buy what you have to actually you're promoting. Am I right, Carl?
Yeah, I mean, at the end of the day, if you've got a sales page that puts people off, it's uninteresting. It's it doesn't grab their attention straight away. They don't think there's anything in it for them. Basically, then you're just going to lose customers and you're going to lose sales. It's a very, very important part of the selling process. I mean, as far as I know, there's so many people, so many internet marketers, and they're so interested in traffic, but so few people concentrate on what actually happens when the traffic actually hits the page. And this is why, really, this is one of my main focuses. Because I've done the traffic thing, and traffic's great, but what happens next? And
Carl, for people who are new, I mean, what makes a good sales page? What makes somebody come to a page and buy what you're selling?
Right. First of all, you've got to get the prospect's attention, and that's where the big thing about the headline comes in. Now, I know video marketing comes into play a lot of time these days, but the standard sales page still has a very big part to play in the marketing process, and especially for low-ticket items. I think people don't need a video. They need a sales page, and to get people's attention straight away, you need a good headline at the top of your page. Okay, so it's got to be something that relates to them and relates to their wants or their needs. So it'll be something like, how to get such and such a result in such and such time without, without such and such information. So it's something. Hang on a minute. Oh, this looks good. And straight, you need to draw them in. So it's called attention. That's your first thing. And of course, with the net as well. I mean, how many seconds have you got? 5 seconds before somebody clicks away.
Right.
I mean, we're also at ADD. I think anybody who spends any time on the internet, if a page doesn't load in half a second, I'm off there. I think everybody else is the same.
Yeah, you gave us a good example of a title a few minutes ago. 7 steps to, you were saying, to create a landing page.
Yeah, okay, something like 7 steps to create a landing page. Even if you don't even have the ability to write a post-it note to yourself.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah, that would make a good title, I think.
Exactly. And you, James, and I, that you have interviewed a lot of masterminded, world-class copywriters. What are some points that you learned? I mean, some high points for you that made you say, "Wow, I'm going to remember that next time I do my sales page."
Well, your first one is definitely know your customer, know who you're marketing to, and know their wants and needs. Because at the end of the day, the first thing that is going to sell a product is the product itself. Regardless of the sales page, it's got to be something that the people want, and it's got to be something that solves a problem that they've got. Now, obviously, if the problem that they've got doesn't relate to what you're selling, then you can have a very, very hard time converting them and winning them over. So you really do have to know who your customers are, where they're at in their lives, what they're trying to achieve, what is their end goal, and how can what you've got solve that for them. That's your biggest one. So really, I suppose it would be called a customer avatar. Knowing your customer, knowing your market. That was the first thing that struck me. Definitely.
So when you say, I remember somebody said a customer avatar, and for those people who don't know what that is, can you describe that?
Yeah, a customer avatar is when somebody will go into a certain marketing situation, maybe into Facebook groups, and sometimes there's all sorts of places you can research. And what they will do, they'll try and get an average type of person that is their ideal customer. In the internet marketing space, this will probably be somebody, let's say 35 and later. They're probably a little bit fed up with their job. And most people that are in the internet marketing space want some kind of freedom. They're tied down, they're fed up, and they want to create some money and give themselves a freer life. I think that'd be very safe. But some people they'd go even further. They'd say what the circumstances. They'd give them a name. They'd give them a job. They'd give them 2.5 kids. They give them a certain type of car. So you can go right into it. I mean, I don't go that deeply myself. But for one of the reasons is I don't want to get it wrong, because I don't want to call him Eric, and he's walking around with an Alsatian dog and driving a pickup truck when his real name is Edward, and he's got a cat. So there's going to be a certain amount of guesswork in it, but usually hanging out where the people are. And the other thing as well is knowing their language, the buzzwords, knowing the pain points. Knowing where it hurts, when does it hurt, where are you hurting, and what can I do to help you out of that situation? What are you trying to achieve? What is your goal? Where are you now? How bad is it, and where do you want to be? And it's that measuring that thing and knowing if you are actually the right person to help them. And obviously, if you are, and your product fits, then that's the main part of the equation solved. The next part is actually the persuasion then, in actually getting them to trust you enough to buy it off you and consume it. So
what you're saying is that you want to build trust, but you first want to find out where's the pain, and then you focus on the pain, and then you kind of give them the release from the pain, which will build trust. Is that what we're saying?
I wouldn't say that in itself would build trust on its own. I'd say the trust thing is something that's always going to be in the back of their minds, because what you've got to do is, to coin one of John Carlton's sayings, you've got to walk a mile in their shoes. So you've got to put yourself in their position and see how it feels for them. That's the main thing. It's becoming them. How do they feel? How are they feeling? What are the words? What's the conversation that's going on in their head? Now, the trust thing obviously comes from them. They must have been sold, especially in the internet marketing space. I mean, how many, pardon my French, how many crappy products are there out there that don't do what they say? How many systems are there out there promising riches, promising overnight riches, and it's just a load of rubbish. I mean, at the end of the day, of course, there's systems that work, and there are good products, but a lot of them just aren't, and people lose trust. They lose faith. Now they've got to know that you're the guy that's got the answer to their problem. So again, it's not just the products; it's how you come across as a person, what words you use, the fact you are a trustworthy person, putting a good guarantee in place. If they don't like the product, then you're giving the money back. So you've got to be all the time you're talking to them. You've got to be answering the conversation in the head and the objections that they'll be thinking naturally. Most of them from spending money on stuff that doesn't work.
I see. Is there any trigger words that you like to use to help build trust?
There's some that I don't like to use.
Which ones don't you like to use?
Ninja.
Yes, I hate the ninja word too, so that's been overplayed.
Yeah, game changer. There's a few of them. Crushing it.
Yeah. I don't care. Ninja's like probably my worst one. I really.
Yeah, I've got a pet hate for Ninja. I don't know why. I just have. But yeah, obviously there are buzzwords, but your main buzzwords should be their words. It should be the ones that you like to use. It should be the ones that they like to use that you found out about. Again, it's the conversation in their head that's important. It's almost like going into a cafe and making friends with a group of people that you've not met before and sitting down and talking to them. And it's exactly the same as that. Exactly the same. Okay, the person's not sat in front of you, but it's the in a virtual world, it's the next best thing. Okay, so imagine you're going down and you're sitting talking to either a group of people or an individual person, and you're just befriending them, and you're putting yourself across. Hopefully, you are an ethical person, and you're putting yourself across as an ethical person, and then you start the conversation that says, "Okay, I've heard you've got this problem. Well, You know, I was like you a while ago. I had the same problem. This is how I fixed it. You know what? And this is the solution. You know, and
Yeah.
it's like that. And again, they're saying, yeah, but what about blah blah? Now, if you can think ahead and think, well, they're going to have this objection, they're going to have that objection. Oh, you know, I bought this the other day and it didn't work, or that was rubbish, or I tried video marketing and it was, you know, it didn't get the results I wanted. And I said, yeah, but you know, have you tried in this particular way? Have you tried saying this? Have you tried, you know, proper introduction? Have you tried, again, you know, teasing, you know, saying what your content's going to be, giving them a reason to watch your video. Hello, this is a video about blah blah, and right at the end I'm going to tell you about this. But first of all, you know, this just talk about this, and get them to anticipate. You know, you've got to build desire. You've got to build. You've got to make them want the thing and make them believe that the benefits and outcome of their life once they've purchased your product is going to be better than the situation they're in now.
Now, Carl, what you're saying and what you're using these techniques for, it would be good if somebody had a blogger, right? A blogger, a video, a sales page, any of the above. All these techniques
Landing page.
work. Yeah, landing page. All of this works for every one of those, right?
Works for absolutely all of it. Yeah, any kind of communication when you're communicating in writing to the audience, so it's going to be, yeah, you know, it's going to be your blog if they land on an article, it's going to be an email if you're emailing to them, and that it works for both promotional emails and content emails. Because in the end of the day, you've got to put your content across in a way that's going to be interesting to them. Because if it's not, if they don't think it relates to them, they're not going to bother reading the email, are they?
That's right.
You know?
That's open it. Right. So it's crucial that you know how to be a good copywriter. You know how to solve their problems and find out their pain. I know exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The main thing is the pain point and how you can fix it.
Right.
Awesome. And then I know that. Do you mind if I show the inside part where that it's actually a great course where you interviewed a lot of the top experts inside the field. Is that okay with you, Carl?
Yeah, that's no problem at all.
Yeah, it's kind of cool, and I'm anxious to show everybody how. It's a video actually, not a PDF, everybody. And let me see if I can find it. I'll share the screen. And if you look through here, we have John Carlton, Michael. Who's John Carlton?
Right. This is actually, you actually got into the course itself. Now, John Carlton is probably the most well-known copywriting expert in the world. He's probably been more influential, especially in the internet marketing field. One of the reasons is because he released a course just as the net was changing, and a lot of the gurus actually went on to his methods. He was actually a direct salesman. He did direct copy. He's made millions and millions and millions of dollars.
I think I've heard of him. Is this Carlton Sheets? Is this or?
Carlton, what? Sorry, James.
Oh, okay, John. Okay, I know. Kristie, if you could click my name thing, that way everyone can make sure they can see it on the interview thing. Just make sure.
I can.
Yes, I've heard of him. Who's Michael Millman?
Well, Michael Millman, he's a copy polisher, and what he actually does is he takes sales pages and he adds certain words and phrases into them, and he makes them convert far, far better, so that they'll sell a lot more. But what he actually does in this interview, he actually goes for a step-by-step process of building up a sales page. And I've actually put an additional infographic in as well into the product. So he actually explains how to build up a sales page in 7 steps, and then he explains the parts on top that he uses using persuasive language that he's learned from people like Tony Robbins and the famous hypnotist, I'm trying to remember his name, that used hypnotic language to draw the people in.
Is that Marshall Silverman?
What's that? Sorry, James.
Is that hypnotist, the Marshall Silverman? I think it was, or
he was. I'm trying to remember the guy's name. He's in a wheelchair. He was in a wheelchair, and he used to have this very, very good rapport system. And the way he used to, when people used to talk, he used to mirror the breathing, and he used to mirror their movements with his fingers and things like that, and he would create rapport like that. And what Michael Millman does, he's worked out how to do that using words, basically. I forget the guy's name. It'll come to me in Milton Erickson. That's it.
Okay.
Milton Erickson.
And Judy,
Right, Judy, yeah, Judy Ketenoff. Now, Judy is she's done a lot of WSO sales pages. And
oh,
she's
I know
mentored.
Judy. Oh, okay,
Yeah,
Judy's great, actually.
yeah, she is. I mean, she gave me nearly a 2-hour interview, and it was fantastic. It really was.
I'm telling you, everybody, I know Judy. Just for Judy alone is well worth it. Okay, she's like one of the biggest copywriters there is, or anything. I mean, major copywriter, right? Carl.
Yeah, absolutely. Okay,
Yeah,
now this
yeah,
is Colin
Judy's
Ferrier.
really smart.
Now, Colin is a bit of a cult hero. I mean, Colin made. He actually worked with Andy Jenkins, who did Video Boss, and he worked on that launch as an in-house copywriter. Now, Colin has done. He's sold millions and millions of dollars worth of products. Again, he's done a lot of WSO stuff, but he was involved with Stompernet, which was a huge launch
Yeah.
about a few years back. And I can't remember. I think they were the first people to make. I can't remember what it was. It was a massive sum in one day doing a launch. It was the biggest launch in history ever made. And Colin wrote all the sales pages for it.
Wow.
Very. I mean, that interview is absolutely fantastic. He goes into some real good stuff about cults and about persuasion and about how cults work, how leaders of the cults, talk to people, and then he talks about how using it in a good way, in a bad way, but how you can use it to sell. I mean, it's absolutely fantastic, packed. Mastermind that I did with him, and he really, I mean, again, we went on for nearly 2 hours, and I actually listened to it back myself, and the information in that is absolutely awesome.
Yeah, Colin, I'm a big fan of Colin and Judy and all these guys. I'm just telling you, any one of them would actually, you would just get this just to hear it from any one of them. I mean, especially Colin. I mean, I'm telling you, these guys are just huge or anything.
Yeah.
And then we see Adu. Am I?
Oh right, sorry, I haven't updated your.
No problem.
Yeah.
Adu side. Who's
Adil. His name's Adil Amarsi. He's now what he is. He's a young UK copywriter, and he's sold something like $64 million worth of products. He's a very, very good guy. I actually met him at a speaking gig in London a couple of years ago, and I got talking to him. And again, he's done so much copywriting stuff, and he again goes through some brilliant steps in order to improve your copy.
Awesome.
And he's another one of the ninja hating ones as well.
I get you. And Neil Merton.
Right, Neil works for a guy called Andy Jenkins, and he
does okay.
Of DigiResults, and he based anything that you hear from Andy Jenkins, sales pages, emails, anything. It's all Neil. Now Neil's actually started doing a lot more freelance stuff lately, but he's very, very good. Again, he takes you through quite a step-by-step process of all the important stuff on the sales page, what needs to be there, what doesn't need to be there, what's worked, what hasn't worked. It was a very, very good hour with Neil I spent. In fact, I'm going to meet Neil next week. There's a mastermind seminar in Manchester, and Neil's going to be one of the speakers there.
That's awesome. And then we have James Teal.
Yeah, James was, there's a guy called Lee McIntyre that coached me, and James was his copywriter, and that was the first copywriting interview that I did. And again, James is very, very good. And I used to write all Lee McIntyre's sales pages, and they were very, very, very successful pages. They made thousands and thousands of dollars. And James takes you right through a step-by-step process, how to create a sales page from the top to the bottom. Everything you need needs to be there, and what you have to do to get your customers to buy.
I'm telling you guys, these are all top copywriters right here, and any one of them would have been would be good enough to really just hear from a huge interview. I mean, because I'm telling you, it's just that even Judy, I'm a big fan of, really, and Colin. And I tell you, it's just you guys can learn so much from these people and everything. It's huge. And everything. What do you think, Kristie?
Yeah, I was just making notes because. As Carl's going down and you're going down the list of these people, and I've heard of most of these people, I remember two things that I never forgot, and one is that success leaves clues. And in the book Think and Grow Rich, it tells you to do exactly what Carl is doing. You know, it says to get into the minds of those who have already been successful and study what they say and just do it. And that's what Carl's offering here, is a peek into a millionaire's mind, but just not just one, but several. And so that's very valuable information, Carl. It really is.
Yeah. I'm telling you guys. I know one thing is that I wanted to get you guys in to actually see what is actually he actually shared with everybody, because you know what, he spent a lot of time to get these. How did you actually get some of these big people, especially Colin? I know Colin is very hard to actually pin down, really, because he's very busy.
Colin was very, very difficult to pin down. I had to wait a long time for the interview. This has actually taken over 2 years to build this product. I had to be very, very patient. Just be kind to people. What I did is I got to know people through various, well, mainly through Facebook, I'd say, and I just hung out where they were and got involved with them, and then eventually got familiar enough with them to build up the courage to actually ask them if I would do an interview. And yes, some of them had to wait a while, especially Colin, but it was worth it in the end. The last person I did was there's actually a couple more mystery ones that aren't in there as well.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna say who they are. You've got mystery guests, but there's another couple of interviews to go in.
Interviews. Wow. Okay.
Yeah. I'm not gonna call them masterminds. They were more me like almost like coaching sessions, really, with me asking questions, and then providing the answers, really, rather than just an interview about their lives. It was very specific, and that's why I've called them masterminds, not interviews, because they were answering very specific questions that were built for a specific audience to learn by. Really.
So guys, there's a ton of information here. I'm telling you. The reason I'm giving it 2 thumbs up is because to be able to get these mastermind people inside, really, and to sit down with you, it's like, I'm telling you, it would probably worth $97 to hear from even just Colin or just from Judy. Okay, I'm telling you, because they're that big, really, and the rest of them are just as big, if not bigger. It's just you have a major opportunity to learn copywriting from the experts, and even Colin could actually throw out a 2-hour course and actually commanded $97 for this very easily. I think so. I'm telling you, I would go for this or anything. How much is it going to be, Carl?
It's actually going out on launch week. It's not going to stay this price, but I'm going to start it at a price of $17. It is on a dime sale, so it will go up. Once it's reached $27, I'm then going to take it up to $47. That's what it's going to stay at. And I think it's a bargain at $47, considering the information in there. There's going to be a little bit more in the course. I know we actually had a look at the mastermind interviews, but there's some other little bits as well, which are going to make it easily worth, as you said, even one of the interviews is worth $97, just one.
It really is, because just to get an hour, you see what you guys don't realize, to have one of these guys sit down you and give you private coaching, any one of them, they could command $500 an hour or anything.
Well, do you know what John Colton charges?
No, but I know it's pretty up there.
$25,000 an hour.
There you go, everybody. And the reason is because he produces results. So I'm going to tell you, I know all these guys, but see, I understand how important copywriting is. Because if your copy's not right on a sales page or a landing page, somebody has maybe 2 to 3 seconds, sometimes less than that, to make a decision either they're going to actually stay on it or they're actually going to exit out. So all I can tell you is that I give it 2 thumbs up for that reason, because of all the all those people there. What happened here is that Carl over-delivered, I think. And I don't say that about a lot of products out there, but he definitely did. He took about 2 years out of his life to actually do this, and it just shows, right, Kristie?
Yeah, that's huge. And, somebody told me that if you learn the art of copywriting, you'll never work another day in your life. Listen to what Carl said, $25,000, just to talk to John Carlton. And I've heard of him for a long time. He is world-renowned. So if you really get good, You are really, that kudos to you to get to interview all these
It was
guys.
possibly the most difficult interview I've ever had to get in my life, and I'm very proud of the fact I got it because I didn't think I would. And John was very, very kind. I managed to catch him on a good day, and he agreed to do it.
Well,
And it nearly didn't happen. We had both of us had recorder failure. Yeah, we had to switch our computers off. I had to download a trial version of the recorder again, which
wow.
without the update, because it was the update that messed us up, and re-record it. It was slightly shorter, but we managed to get just about an hour out of it, which was good. So it nearly didn't happen, but I was
Wow. And that's
very,
just 1 hour
very
out
lucky.
for one person. Imagine all the other hours of content everybody's going to get.
Really valuable. It really is.
Yeah, and of course you get the transcripts in there, and you as well. There's infographics in there. There's mind maps. So it's not just the mastermind. It's not just the mastermind interviews themselves. Yeah.
Yeah, and you had a one-time offer too, Carl?
Yeah, the one-time offer is it's called Lix Mastermind. I don't think without me giving you access to it, you're not going to see it. But it's all about how to build a proper relationship with your email list using emails, not just sending them 3-line promos and burning them. It's about once you get a customer, how to build a relationship with them, how to give them emails that they'll look forward to opening, using the power of storytelling, using the power of open loops. So you leave emails that are unfinished that they have to read the email to get the answer to next email, and it's a very, very clever course. This is actually a course by my friend AJ Silvers.
Oh, okay.
And, he's provided that. It's called List Maximizer, and it literally maximizes your list. So at the end of it, not only do you build a great fan base, but you make a lot more money. You're not just they're not just clicking on emails with promos in that they see every day. You're giving them content that they want to read. You're building a relationship with them, and you're obviously selling products on the back of that. It's a very, very good course.
Very valuable to know. Yeah.
Yep,
Awesome.
absolutely.
Carl. Thank you for sharing it with us today. Really.
No problem. It's been a pleasure.
When does it go live, Carl? The course.
This goes live on the 28th of March at 4 p.m. EST.
Okay.
It is on Dine sale, so then you start 4 p.m. Eastern. And then if you want to get the earliest or the lowest price possible, try to buy it at 4 p.m. as soon as it comes out. That's all I can tell everybody because it will be on a Dine sale. Why not? If you're going to get it, of course everybody's going to get it because everybody needs to know copywriting. That's a given, I think. But also, you want to get it at the lowest price. Just get it at 4 p.m. before the price goes up. Like I said before, I give it 2 thumbs up. The reason I told you guys before was because of all the hours of copyright masters on this. Really, any one of them, just like Carl mentioned, the top guy there is $25,000 1 hour. I think so. You know why he gets it? Because it's how valuable this course and information is. I think. So anyway, Kristie, I know you always have thought of a day. We're always waiting for it. What do we have for today?
Okay, second Steve Jobs quote of the day. Steve Jobs, for the past 33 years, I have looked in the mirror every morning and asked myself, if today were the last day of my life, would I want to do what I am doing today? And whenever the answer has been no for too many days in a row, I know I need to change something. Steve Jobs.
So true, isn't it? Anything? You know what? I enjoy what I do, and I do it even if for free or anything. If I would, I just love doing that. So anyway, Carl, thanks for coming on. I think, like I said before, everybody get the course. He over-delivered. It's worth a lot more than that. I would say it's worth at least $97. Don't be surprised if it does go to $97 and ClickBank. You can actually charge a lot more for it and everything because of all the masters that actually got on there. So go for it. 2 thumbs up. All right, guys. Kristie, you have a great one. Carl, have a great one, and we'll wrap this up.
James. Okay, thank you very much.
All right, later on.